Welcome to this week's Training Tuesday, everyone. I am Heidi Reese at Dayton Superior, and I am the Training Programs Manager here. Just want to go over a couple of items like I normally do to let you know before we get started on our presentation. Real quick, everyone is muted that has signed in, but don't let that stop you from asking any questions. Do it through the Zoom functionality, through the chat and or the question and answer area. Also, these presentations are recorded, so you can listen to them later on. All right, so real quick, this presentation is intended for training purposes only. So what we're going to go over is the Kodi Klip system and the tool. It's really important that you read the manuals and the safety structure around that, technical data sheets before you use the product. So we're just going to go through the training aspect, and you can get that information on daytonsuperior.com. So Dayton Superior is not only about Kodi Klip and the accessories that go with them. It's also about chemicals. It's also about forming, proven solutions for Simon's forming, shoring, concrete repair and restoration for the chemicals. We got bridge deck products. We've got infrastructure products, rebar splicing, precast and tilt-up. We've got it for you. We are that one-stop shop along with engineering services. It's a really big deal there because we've got probably, I think, the largest engineering services in the industry available to you. The engineers there can help you with bridge deck estimations. They can do customized forming if need be. And along with that, we provide the training. We back everything up with the training. We try to do these little mini, what we're doing right now, Training Tuesdays, so that you can get a little blip of what the products are. If you do happen to need more training or you feel that, yeah, it is really just a blip, you can always contact Chuck and myself at training@daytonsuperior.com. That email goes right to us and we can set you up with the rest of the people or Chuck himself to come out and give you training and customize straight for you. So I let the cat out of the bag. We're talking Kodi Klip. I hope you knew that because you did sign up for it. But we're going to be discussing rebar connection methods, the system itself, applications and examples using the system. And guess what, guys? We got a brand new battery-powered gun. And so we're going to talk about that. We also have the old gun, so we're going to reiterate a little of both. And then we're going to talk to you about your resources that are available to you. And on the panelist portion of the phone, not only is Chuck and I here, but you have Errol Jones, who is the product manager for Kodi. And I want you guys to think of questions, whether they're for the very end during our mini question answer session or throughout. And I want you to stump this guy because you need to ask him something. He's hanging out here and he's knowledgeable about Kodi, obviously, and he is available as a resource to you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Errol. Errol has over 36 years of experience in manufacturing. He's got a business development area within there and sales and marketing experience as well. And his information technology degree from US Naval College is fantastic for what he's doing here for Kodi. But the person who's going to be presenting to you the information on the screen is our National Training Manager, Chuck Hogue. So between the two of these guys, they can help you understand what the rebar connecting system does and how it does it. A little bit about Chuck is he's been hanging out in the construction industry for over 49 years. You're kind of up on your 30th, aren't you, Chuck? Yeah, you are. Oh my gosh, that's a big 50. Do I have to give you a party?
No.
I'm going to anyway. I like cake. So yeah, he's coming up on the 30th year here at Dayton Superior. So that will make it 50 years. Woo! The first 20 of his years in the career business for this industry, he was in sales and he's a dealer for accessories, then forming, and let's not forget chemicals. So the man's done it all. He has a business and civil engineering degree, and of course is Dayton Superior's subject matter expert in many, if not all topics. So Chuck, tell us about Kodi.
Thank you, Heidi. All right. So what we're looking at with Kodi Klip here is it's a faster, quicker, safer, easier way to connect rebar. Now, why did we it's kind of a different venue for what Dayton is normally in, but realistically, looking at what the market is right now, the market has labor shortages left and right. I've been working a lot of the carpenters union halls, and they're all 5,000 people down from what they feel they're going to need. The last number I got from the nationals across the country is going to be up over 50,000 people there, good workers, trade workers that are going to be short. So when you're looking at attaching rebar, typically that's done by an iron worker. But because of the shortage of laborers, I'm afraid that what we're going to start seeing is that's going to be dumped onto the general labor now to actually take care of. So with that being said, you got how do you attach your rebar? How do you tie wire? How do you use tie rebar? Well, you got the old tie wire and pliers method. Definitely a skilled trade. A good iron worker is worth his weight in gold. You got the tie wire guns. Typically, great option. Drawbacks with that system is it uses a lot of wire and gives you a loose connection. Doesn't really tighten up real tight like the tie wire typically should, where you tighten it with a hand. And then obviously welding, which nobody wants to get involved in. That's just a nasty, expensive process within the industry. So with the Kodi Klip, we've got a couple of options here. You can go out, lay out your steel, point the gun, pull the trigger. That's how quick and easy it is. Now you're using a polycarbonate clip. Now this polycarbonate clip attaches to the rebar, so you do not have to worry about any excess wire hanging around. You do not have to worry about any types of steel speed of connection. I mean, typically when you're looking at it here in the 3 videos here, and granted, I know I'm not the fastest guy with the whirly bird going on the side one, but typically with the rebar cage, when you grab a hold of it, I like the rigidity of the cage itself. And it finished the fastest option, and it gave you the most rigid cage within it.
So Chuck, go.
So, simple design. It uses fewer moving parts for a better reliability. Typically, one clip to make a connection of 2 pieces of rebar perpendicular to each other. Made, like I said earlier, from polycarbonate. Doesn't promote oxidation, no rusting, so it can actually be very beneficial for your concrete finish, especially with all the variances of rebar coming out. And then, like I said before, it does give you a rigid rebar cage. Cost savings. No more retying, so that if you're picking up, let's say you're doing small cages and having to relocate them in the fab shop, they can typically be picked up, carried out to where you need it without worry about the cages dropping, taking on a different shape, etc. So this is Kodi Klip is basically connecting, can also be a one-man job. The rebar can actually be flat on the floor, and you can actually make a connection to that rebar. You do not have to have it elevated. Basically, no sharp points, so we don't have any extra wire hanging out. The connections are smooth and easy. No heat, no fumes from any of the, especially the welding process. So what can we tie? Well, let's start. We can do rebar, post-tension cable. We are non-corrosive, snaps into position easily identifiable by using the color-coded chart that we'll show you here in a minute. And it's extremely versatile. Grip any cross-section or parallel rebar to make a connection. Because you can not only use this gun to make a intersectional connection, but you can also do it like a lap connection with this also with this bar. It's a 4-grip system, which basically attaches the rebar on the left and on the right and top and bottom. So all 4 sides are actually connected. As I mentioned, Color-coded clips makes life a hell of a lot easier when you know the color code, when you know what size rebar you've got. You just grab the clip that you need, and typically you're gonna grab the clip, and the clip actually comes in a 15 and 20 piece magazine that slides into your gun, and you can't get much simpler than this, and we're going to see the connections going through here now. Excuse me. Now the clip guns, it basically takes about a second to actually make the connection with the gun. We've got the 4 pneumatics that we started out with.
Oh, what's that on the bottom now? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Am I going too soon?
The guns typically are ranging in size 3 to 6. So you got a 3 gun, a 4 gun, a 5 gun, and a 6 gun. Those are all pneumatic. Great opportunity, nice light operation. Big drawback with that is the hose. Well, we eliminated the hose. We now have a brand new battery powered gun right now for handling 4 and 5 rebar. So you got 1 gun, 2 bar sizes.
There it is.
The gun right there, it works off of an 18-volt Metabo platform. No hoses or compressors needed. Single gun, basically just a flip of the switch will actually change it from a 4 to a 5 bar. And obviously you got to change the clip, but just a single gun makes that capable. I mean, you're gonna see how fast and easy this gun is. Now, the nice thing on this thing is we do have a spring loaded run on here, so that you can actually attach, so you always have clips ready to slide in, so you can have a continual feed. You also have a 90-day warranty on this gun for workmanship and materials. And obviously the battery information is an 18-volt lithium. It's a 3-amp battery that comes with the system, so, and a charger. Now, we can use it, as we talked, for post-tension cable. But the great thing about this gun, you can use the same clip, same gun with black bar, epoxy bar, stainless bar, galvanized bar, and composite bar. And composite bar is huge because every job I've seen right now, I've seen everything from guys trying to use stainless steel tie wire, which basically is also not technically allowed when you're using fiberglass rebar, or they will use a zip tie to make the connection.
So it's interesting, just to interrupt you real quick, we actually had a question right before you went to the slide of, can this work on rebar, plain epoxies? So yes, it can. And JR, if you were not answering your question, keep on typing and I'll let Chuck know.
So you can use this with the post-tension cable. The bridge deck, what can be used in bridge deck, road work, slabs on grade. You'll see it on light commercial jobs, basically wherever you're going to see any, a specialized bar, maybe a galvanized, maybe a composite rebar, where we're seeing more and more of that coming around in the business. We're seeing like pool patios and that sort of thing, where they don't want to have any metal or steel, period, in their deck. So they are going to a composite type material. And we're seeing slab on grade for that, obviously, and tilt up has been a huge market for that. The composite rebar, like I said, I think this is the niche market for this product here. It works extremely well with composite rebar. For any of the structural walls you've got going in place here, you can do this for tying walls and any precast or pre-stressed positions. The applications, you can do mesh to rebar, you can do GFR, radiant heating tubes, manhole lids, vault lids, basically anything that would be typically precast and then assembled in the yard before they pour concrete. So basically you can attach it to anything, a 0.6 strand can be used, which is basically about a number 5/8 inch strand. You are looking at also utility vaults and double layered spandrels, and then wall panels can be used for it. Plant cages, these are cages that are typically assembled in a precast shop and then actually set into the forms and then poured concrete in and around it. You see the guys, they can grab a hold of this with a hoist, pick it up with a couple of hooks on the cage, pick it up, carry it where they need it, drop it into place, and pour their concrete. Now the new battery gun. Like I said, we've been out now with this gun here. We showed the new gun here at the World of Concrete this year. It's attaching and removing the bag. We're going to show you all the processes going down through it. How to attach and run the battery through it, adjusting the tool for certain size Kodi clips, loading the clips into the magazine, understanding the trigger safely, and also powering up the tool to understand its displays. Then obviously how to use the tool. So with this, we're going to start in, we're going to just slide the battery into place here. Typical connection, 18-volt metabo just slides right in. Here, slides on, you're ready to go. Removing same way you normally would. So now, how to choose the clip size you're going to use? Well, that's depending on what size rebar you're going to use. Here, the orange is a 4-to-4. So we're going to use a 4-bar longitudinally, 4-bar transversely. So we have, this would be the car bar I would use. If you had a number 5 and 5, it would be a white color clip. So all the clips are actually color coded. And loading this gun, you're typically going to, how do you select the proper size? Well, on the end of the gun, as you can see, it is marked with a 4 and a 5. Believe me, people, we're not rocket scientists here. So we're going to just show you how easy this is to actually change from a 4 to a 5. As you can see, you got the 4 here. The gun is marked is set in the 4 dimension. We're going to take it over here to show it to you how to change it. Which basically pull it out, slide it down, push it back in.
I don't know if I could do that.
That's a tough one, Heidi. I mean, it's
I put my hard hat on to do that.
yeah, but it's that simple, that quick, that easy. You now have changed from a 4 clip to a 5 clip or 5 clip to a 4 clip, depending which way you're running with it. Loading the magazine into the clip, into the gun is relatively quick and easy. The easiest way to do it is to slide the clip in. I've already pulled back the retention strand and then slide it forward. Now, I have found out one little thing here since we actually filmed this section, that if you take the clip, the magazine clip, and slide it to the back and engage it into that spring connecting piece at the end, it'll slide forward on you, already connected. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. Either way is quick and easy, doesn't take a whole lot of effort. The tools on this, the actual display on the tool. Now this gun was set up when we actually first Metabo designed this gun for us. They ended up using a roofing nail platform. So this gun here, we basically have the trigger safety on here. We have a battery gauge, which is very handy when you want to look at where your battery sits. You also have one on the battery itself. You also have an indicator light, whether the system is on or off, obviously, and then obviously your power switch right next to it. And then the clipper mode right next to it. So we're going to show you how to operate this gun moving forward with these key components here. First thing you want to do is push the power button on. So you get the green light to come on. So that's going to come into place here. Basically, you're going to push it 1 or 2 seconds, then the green button comes on. Then you're going to push the clipper mode button, which is the one on the far right-hand side. When you first turn the gun on, it is in basically automatic mode. So if you can go like every 1.5 seconds of pushing down on the clip, the gun will fire. Since most of us aren't that quick with this gun, you're better off going to the single mode where you're going to put it in place and pull the trigger. So that would require you to actually take that clipper mode, and basically push the button a couple of different times. Here we start to switch up. You can see that blue light is on there. We hit it, so now it flashes. Now it's gone to a multi-mode. Now we go back to the single where it's solid. So now we are ready to actually start engaging the gun. Now we have a trigger lock on the system so you don't get any misfires. There's also a safety connection at the gun, at the head of the gun, so that you have to have the gun engaged in rebar before it will actually fire. You just see how that just locks it out. So it's a safety feature put in place here so you don't have anybody running crazy with it. Basically, at that point, what you're going to do is you engage the gun. You can see how it sets over the top, and you just pull the trigger. And you notice that the rebar wasn't touching the transverse bar wasn't touching the longitudinal bar. So you force it down and you can push it down into place, make that connection, and then the connection is completed. So with that, you can go through and then just start clipping away with the gun. And once the clip runs down through, grab the next, pull the magazine back, drop in another magazine of clips, the recoil, grab that back, and make the connection back to the new clip of clips, the connection to the new magazine of clips. This will actually make it very easy to continue moving on.
Yeah, and we have a bag that you can put on you too that will have your clips so that if you run out from that magazine, you can load it real quick like Chuck just said and have at it.
Great. Now, we've actually made life a whole lot easier for you. We've set up resources. Resources are available to you at www.kodiklip.com. This actually is a site that is actually connected to the Dayton Superior site, but is dedicated just for the Kodi clip. So basically, you're going to have landing pages and product pages on the clips, the guns, etc. You're going to have all the flyers that are available on the gun. The quick reference chart is also available. You're also going to have the manual, and then the battery clipper tool instruction safety manual is also included on here. So you're also going to have your repair requests, just in case the tool misfires or actually breaks down on you, need to get it quick. You can actually fill out the tool repair request that's online, send that back in here. Once we get it back in here, we'll notify you where to send the gun. And then what we'll do is once we get notification that the gun is coming, we have another refabricated or refurbished gun go back out to you automatically. So you don't have a 4-day transit back and forth here. You're not going to be without any tool. So we try to keep you clipping away.
Hey, can I use that for a marketing tag?
There you go.
Hey, Ro, write that down.
Got it.
You're also going to see all of this, all the Kodi Klip information within the precast pre-stress handbook, the bar support handbook, and any of the other accessories that are basically associated where the Kodi Klip can be used. You're going to see, this is, I think, a product that is up and coming that actually is going to actually make life easier for everybody in the rebar tying world. Not a big job. This gun here is instrumental for projects that are working light commercial and precast oriented. It's not designed to replace the iron worker, but it does make life a heck of a lot easier. Warranty program and repair tool. Basically, if you're looking for how to get this information, just click on the QIR code, and you will have your salesman will call you to give him any of the details that are associated with it. And
Oh, you want me to do this?
yeah,
Okay. Well, so you guys and some of you on the phone already know that we've got some super great deals on Kodi. So going on right now, if you haven't seen it, I want to let you know that if you get a new battery powered Kodi Clipper gun, let me start over. When you purchase one skid of the K-Clips, you get a gun free, the battery powered gun. And that's pretty cool. So you've seen this gun in action. You've heard Chuck talk about it. We've got the older guns if you don't want a battery powered for some reason, but this is a deal going on right now. So just contact your sales representative. And I believe the next slide, we even talk about who all of our contacts are. Obviously, you have Chuck and myself, the email at training@daytonsuperior.com or just our names at daytonsuperior.com. You can go ahead and scan that QR code there, and that takes you to putting in a training. If you want a demonstration, we can get you hooked up with someone who can handle that for you as well. The Kodi Klip product manager, like I said when I started the presentation, Errol Jones, is on the phone as a panelist here. Want to ask you guys, go ahead and try to stump them with some questions. So go ahead and put those into the chat and whatnot, and we can get those answered for you. But that's his contact information right there. So if you have some questions for him, you can email him or call him on his phone numbers there. But I mentioned contact your sales representative for the promotion. Well, if you don't know who that is, we've got on our website, daytonsuperior.com. It's under the contact us about information on the very top, and you can find your dealer sales managers, your technical service representatives, whether it be for precast or tilt up, and it's customer service as well. And there's a map there for Dayton Superior and Simons, and it's by state, and you can see who your contact information is. And with that, yeah, are there any questions? Don't see any. All right, then we're a little over. So now if you have any other questions, feel free to contact. I kept that contact information up. I appreciate all of you coming out for our Training Tuesday today. I'll send you an email when this guy is out on our YouTube channels. And I want all of you to have a fantastic Tuesday.
have a great day, everybody.
See you later.
Great day.